Hello again, good people. This is Dr. Zach. Today I'm going to be answering the question, is doing a master's degree worth it? I'll do it by giving you 6 disadvantages and 6 advantages of doing a master's degree. I'll give you a 7th bonus advantage because it involves a story of how I met my lovely wife, Alfaro. I have a bachelor's degree honors in agriculture and natural resources, and I also have a master's of science in crop science and a PhD in plant science. So I'm giving you this information from a real life experience. Without wasting time, let's dive straight into it. The advantage number 1 of doing a master's degree. A master's degree is a professional and working degree. Unlike a bachelor's degree, which prepares you for entry-level career, a master's degree is an advanced qualification that gets you ready and prepare you to be an expert in your subject matter. This opens up opportunities in your career progression. That increases your chance of getting a promotion, and also it gives you more chance to earn more money. So there is, in general, a pay scale jump from a bachelor's degree to a master's degree. This does not always apply. Advantage number 2, a master's degree makes you a critical thinker. You don't take anything at face value. A master's degree prepares you to solve problems. When you're undergoing a master's degree, you find a problem to solve. Do research involves analyzing of data and also interpretation of it. You are trained to become an independent thinker. You acquire some research skills and also some analytical skills. You learn how to be responsible, to manage projects. When I was doing my master's degree, I had to recruit some people to help me set up some trials, to collect data, supervise them, and to pay them. You're trained how to manage a budget and also learn time management skills. Doing a master's degree also boosts your confidence. Advantage number 3, a master's degree is a noble and mild qualification. It's not that intimidating to the employer. It's mild, so it gives you credibility and integrity more than a bachelor's degree. A bachelor's degree is also very important, but the credibility increases when you have the master's degree. At the same time, in most cases, a PhD is a bit intimidating to small organizations that do not have the capacity to employ high-level qualification. The master's degree gives you a competitive advantage. These days, bachelor's degrees are so numerous. If you throw a stone, the chances that you'll hit a graduate is nearly 100%. So when you get a master's, you separate yourself from the crowd. That gives you a competitive advantage. Let's go to advantage number 4. Advantage number 4 is the duration of a master's degree is just right. It is not too long, not too short. It takes about 2 years to complete a master's degree, sometimes less. There are some master's degree where you just need to do 1.5 years. Of course, it varies from which type of master's degree. If it is an MPhil, it takes a bit longer, at least 3 years, because it's a research-only degree. A Master's of Science degree involves 1 year of taught courses and 1 year of research work and write-up. You're done. 2 years, you finish your degree, you graduate. Advantage number 5 is about specialization. When you do a master's, you become a specialist in your subject matter. Masters means you have mastered the subject. You become a master of your field of expertise. There are some fields where you need a master's to practice. You can't practice without a master's degree. In some countries, it's not a prerequisite, but in some countries, especially in the developed countries, fields like law, fields like nursing, you can't practice without a master's degree. You can be assistant, but you are not able to run that practice yourself with no master's degree. You need a master's degree as a prerequisite to become a specialist, as a prerequisite to register, to become a registered practitioner in those fields. Advantage number 6 is when you do a master's degree, it gives you a chance to network with equal-minded people, people who think the same as you. When you advance to a master's degree, it becomes a streamlined and specialized area, and you are dealing with people who have got same interest with you. Most like you are collaborating with your supervisors, you're collaborating with other colleagues, you're collaborating with the funders. Most of my friends are people that I met when I was doing my studies, people that I collaborated with. They're still close to me, they're still my associates. We still do things together. We still collaborate on many things, including social life and also in business. Now let's go to bonus point number 7, which is an advantage of doing a master's degree, and this is how I met my wife. Doing a master's degree is an opportunity to meet your potential spouse. I met Rufaro when I was doing a master's degree at the University of Zimbabwe. I was doing master's and Rufaro was doing a bachelor's degree in law, LLB. I knew her before because we come from the same area, but our affair started when we were doing studies at the same institution. When I now check with my wife, why did she love me, or why did she say yes to me? One of the reasons she tells me is she says she saw some potential in me as someone who was doing master's degree. She saw a potential provider of the family because I was doing some studies. I was serious. So it's a tip to you, people who are still not yet married. You might get your chance to meet your potential spouse. Now let's quickly do the cons, the disadvantages of a master's degree. Disadvantage number 1 is finance. Doing further studies is very expensive. Usually when you do bachelor's degree, you accumulate student debt. When you start a master's degree, most people will still be paying that debt from the first degree. The debt is compiling. Before you do a master's degree, you really have to consider the return on investment of that pathway. The degree you're going to be doing, is it worth doing? Don't just do any degree, any master's degree. Now that you've done a bachelor's degree, of course, I'm experienced. When you progress to do the next higher level qualification, you have to know the purpose of why you're doing it. Is it going to give you an advantage in terms of promotion, career-wise? Is it going to give you more knowledge in your business? Is it going to boost your confidence? Why are you doing it? You've got to know the why. You've got to understand it, because you're going to be spending some more money. Even with a full scholarship, you're going to need some money. Disadvantage number 2, when you're doing the master's, it's not a guarantee that when you do a master's, it's going to give you what you're aiming at. In most cases, it does, but in some cases, you might find it is as a waste of time. The master's degree doesn't guarantee you that promotion you're looking for. It doesn't guarantee you pay rise that you're looking for. It can be a gambling. For it to be satisfactory, do it for numerous reasons, so that if you miss some of what you're aiming at least you've got some other things that you get. Don't just aim to do it to get a pay rise, because it takes more than just a qualification to get promoted. A qualification certainly gives you a competitive advantage. People are paid according to the responsibilities of the role, not just mere qualifications. That's why you find that there are some people who earn a lot and yet they don't have higher qualifications. Some people might just have a certificate, diploma, but they're the manager. They're paid more. It's because of their responsibility. It's because of the level of management they have. It's because of the number of staff they're managing. That's how people are paid. Disadvantage number 3, the level of stress. Doing a master's degree is not a walk in the park. It's not just automatic pass. You've got to work for it. Academics are very high standard people. They are not going to just give you that master's on a platter. You are going to work for it. Definitely, if you don't meet the requirements, they are not going to just give you just because you paid your money. Don't get into a master's degree hoping that it's just a matter of turning up. You have to work. You've got to balance some family and work life. Most people do master's degrees when they are mature and they have families. So you've got to find a balance between managing your family and also managing the studies. It can strain your relationship. Disadvantage number 4 is about the time commitment. This is linked to number 3. I said it's a short degree, but still 2 years is not a short time. The opportunity cost can be very high. What you can miss out when you are doing the master's degree can be a lot. You can miss out on some career developing time when you are doing the master's. When you are away, a lot of things can happen at the workplace and you miss out the opportunities. You might need to give up the whole job altogether and start afresh looking for another job, which is not easy. So it can be a disadvantage. Disadvantage number 6 is when you get that master's degree, it might be difficult to know where you stand exactly. You have that dilemma, what I call the middle child dilemma. A master's degree is between bachelor's degree and the PhD. So you're in the middle. Sometimes you feel like you're ignored when you just have a master's degree. You can't fit in. The PhDs, when they're talking about how good they are, sometimes those PhDs are a bit naughty. You can't fit in. Go try and teach at an institution with a master's degree only. You see how the academics treat you. You are always an underdog because they're called doctors. You are not. Go to people with bachelors. They're also viewing you as someone who has done more than they've done. They're isolating you as well because they're feeling like you think you know better than them. They might dislike you. So you face that dilemma. You don't know exactly where you stand. Bachelor's degrees, they know where they stand. They know their entry level qualification. PhDs, they know where they stand. They know their advanced academics. Master's degree, you are in the middle. You are the middle child. You face that middle child dilemma. I hope you've learned something, and I hope this will help you to consider whether to pursue that qualification of a master's or to shelve it. My perspective is, if you've got the opportunity, you go for it. You always have that opportunity to use that qualification. It might not just be at workplace. That broadening of your mind, acquisition of more knowledge, will always give you an advantage, career, life, and also in business. Doing a master's degree is worth it. I did another video when I compared pros and cons of a PhD. You might need to check on that as well. And I'll do another one, the pros and cons of a bachelor's degree. So I'm here to give you information. I'll be giving you information as promised. Share the content and please subscribe. This is Dr. Zek signing out.